John McClain, Hall of Fame columnist, with us Tuesdays in the second half of the 5 o'clock hour. John, hate to bring up a sad story to open up with. We just got the news. I covered Ryan Mallett when he was at Texas High back in the early parts of the 2000s. An unbelievable player, Arkansas, NFL, played for a long time in the NFL. In the news that he apparently drowned and died in Florida.
He was a high school football coach in his second season. And, Ryan's a big guy, 6'6". He said he was on a beach. I'm eager to see the details. He was a rookie in 2012 with the Patriots. Then he's on a practice squad. He played with the Patriots, Texans, and the Ravens. And when he was with the Texans, his record was 2-4 as a starter. But he's only 35 years old. That's amazing. I'd like to think he's trying to save somebody, but you never know. I feel terrible for his family.
John, there's not a whole lot of NFL news going on right now, but they are voting on a new NFLPA executive director. Why is it a secret who the candidates are?
Geez, Paul, tell you the truth. I've paid no attention to that. Once they get their collective bargaining agreement extended for 10 years, I pay no attention to the union. DeMar Smith replaced Gene Upshaw. Upshaw was wildly popular, had a great relationship with Commissioner Paul Tagliabue. And those were some big shoes for DeMar Smith to fill. I think overall he's done a good job, but he wants to retire. And there's a lot of people who want that position, including some former players. And while every team has a representative to the union, there's an executive committee that will make that decision. And I have no idea who the candidates are.
John, what do you think the actual market's like for Dalvin Cook? You see a lot of headlines. I know, though, that can be the agent working, the channels to try and, have a perceived interest out there. But how much actual interest do you think there is in Dalvin Cook?
Well, you're right about that, Craig, about the agents. And the agents have to leak stories to make it look like teams are interested. And there are teams interested in him, but it's got to be at their price. There's talk the Dolphins have made him an offer. The Jets are interested. The Broncos, if he's smart, he's going to go to a team like the Dolphins or the Jets. Jets got Breece Hall coming off major knee surgery, but they've got two running backs. Dolphins are very talented, have a great passing game as long as Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, and he's always hurt. Every season he's been hurt, and he's been working with judo experts about how to help him fall and to help him avoid concussions. So I think Dalvin Cook should go there because they have great passing game and they have a good running game. But if I'm him, I'm going to Miami. He's from South Florida. He played at Florida State. So he's not going to get a long-term contract. Running backs don't. But whoever gets him should be able to get a productive player who can run and catch and can have breakaway runs too for at least a couple of years.
So, John, I mean, there are a lot of running backs that are do extensions based on other positions in the NFL and what they would. Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley are all saying that they want one. Austin Eckler, tried to throw his weight around the draft, and it didn't work out for him. Will it work out for Barkley or Jacobs, or is this just the barking that they have to do to the inevitable sign the franchise tender and hope for the best?
Paul, they can get extensions. That's not a problem. Problem, they're not getting extension offers for the kind of money they're hoping to get because the running back position in general doesn't have a lot of stability. And I'm not really sure why, because every team's got two. Used to, you'd see these guys touch the ball 400 times a season. That was almost a kiss of death. But still, you've seen LaDainian Tomlinson play for years. But for whatever reason today, when they start to make money, they get rid of them because you can get younger, cheaper, who can be productive. And today, if you're one-dimensional and you're not a good receiver or you struggle against the blitz, you're not long for the running back world. And I think some guys just have to come to reality. I'm only going to get $10 million a year. and quit whining about it. Take it. Try to get a lot of incentives based on your performance and the team's performance, and maybe cash in on a couple of more million.
Paul, do you have anything else NFL-wise?
No.
John, what's the alarm level right now surrounding the Astros and, in particular, Rafael Montero?
I wrote a column today that's on our website, sportsradio610.com, where there's no paywall, about the next time Dusty Baker picks up the phone in the dugout and calls the bullpen to get Montero up, hang up, slam down the phone. That guy has been awful last year. He was outstanding during the season. He was magnificent in the playoffs, signed a $34 million contract, hadn't done squat. And Dusty says he's sticking with him. Well, why? Nobody else would call him at this point. They've got pitchers, relief pitchers, who are not pitching as well as last season. They had the best bullpen in baseball last season. It looked like at one point they would too, but they've been too inconsistent. Their best relievers, Hector Neris, with a 1.13 ERA. They have three good starters. Four-starter GP Francis, a 28-year-old rookie, and he's pitching better than anyone anticipated. And they're just keeping their fingers crossed that Jose Urquidy, who won 12 games in regular season and then didn't get to pitch in the playoffs because they were too deep, that he can come back. But they got hitters too. And Jose Abreu, their first baseman, our big free agent signing, he has been a huge disappointment. And all their diehard fans, their excuse-making fans, they'll say, hey, it's just June. The Astros will come back. They don't have the talent. They don't have the healthy talent that they had last year. You know, they've got 4 coming up with the Rangers in Arlington. Then they'll have another series against them. They got 10 left. They can't afford to lose 3 out of 4 to the Rangers. And it seems like every time the Rangers hit a little slump, the Astros can't take advantage of it.
Yeah, the Rangers had a bump the last couple of nights. You know, they lost. In fact, Detroit beat them up pretty good last night, but it's still a 5-game lead. And the Angels, perhaps, are the team to watch in the West with what they're doing with Ohtani having such an incredibly monstrous year. All right, John, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
He didn't say sick 'em. Oh, all right, sick 'em from John McClain. All right, this real quick story, then we come.